Hi, I'm Catherine Patterson, and I'm reading aloud from The Flint Heart, which my husband and I abridged from Eden Philpott's 1910 fantasy. This is a scene where Charles, one of the main characters, first meets the pixie. After this, there was a long silence, and Charles, who had a kind heart and liked to talk of things that he knew interested people, asked the pixie about the book he was reading, because he thought the pixie would be pleased to talk about it. "The work I am perusing happens to be a dictionary," answered the fairy. "There is much pleasure and profit to be won from the pages of a dictionary. I have read and studied every letter of the alphabet, all but Z. You may have observed that I never use any word beginning with that letter. The reason is that I have not yet studied it." "I know 2 words beginning with Z," said Charles. "You surprise me. I should not have expected that. What are they?" "Zebra and zany," answered Charles. "Thank you. I have met the zebra within works of natural history," said De Quincey. "But zany is unfamiliar to me. What do you mean by it?" "A chap who plays the clown, who's foolish." "Capital," said the fairy. "I'm tired of calling the other fairies fools. Now I can call them zanies instead. It will make a nice change." "I thought all fairies were sharp as needles," said Charles, quite surprised by the idea of foolish fairies. "Far from it. Society of all ranks consists mostly of fools. We people of brains, I include you because you know 2 words beginning with Z, we clever people have to think for those who can't think for themselves." "How lucky I am," said Charles, "to have met such a wonderful, clever pixie. For if most of them are thick-headed, they couldn't have helped me. Now I'll tell you why I've come." Then he told De Quincey about his father and how he had changed, and how all the children, except John, and including Ship, had held the meeting to decide what to do. "After we decided on a present, the question was, what should it be? Unity, our little sister, who is 5, suggested I should come and ask the pixies, and here I am." De Quincey thought for a few moments. He didn't have the slightest idea what kind of present the Jago children should get for Billy Jago, but he pretended that he knew all about it. "The problem is not difficult of solution. Many far more profound cases than this have come under my notice, and I've never had anybody find fault with my decisions. But it happens that next Tuesday evening, the Zagabog, a Z, by the way, visits us. It will be a brilliant evening with music, recitation, dancing, and a dinner of 38 courses, dessert ices, and the best of wines." "That's all very interesting," said Charles, "but I'm afraid it won't help me." "It may or may not," said De Quincey. "That rests with you. The Zagabog, of course, knows everything. I suppose you are aware of that." "I've never heard of him." "And never heard of his agent in advance, the Snick?" "Never." "Then I withdraw what I said about your being a clever person," said the fairy. "I'm very sorry," said Charles, "but it was no good pretending that I did if I didn't." "Not a bit," De Quincey agreed. "The Zagabog is easily the best, most brilliant, and the wisest creature of the universe. What he doesn't know doesn't matter. Now, I tell you what I can do. Our leading statesmen, philosophers, and men of letters have each received permission to bring 1 guest to the banquet. You may come as my guest, and I have little or no doubt that the Zagabog, if I make a favor of it with the Snick, will answer your question." "That is very kind, I'm sure. I don't know how to thank you, dear Mr. Quincey," said Charles. "You may have it in your power to do me a service on some future occasion," said the fairy. "It is not probable, because we move in very different walks of life. But the world is full of possibilities, so who knows? We shall expect you then at 8:15 because the king will arrive at 8:30. Be punctual, for the king is the soul of punctuality. It is his only strong point between ourselves. I will be there, but it seems almost too much to have dinner with the king and the Zagabog and the Snick and you. It is dazzling, no doubt, and a great experience for a human boy, agreed De Quincey. You must not, of course, expect to be the guest of the evening. The Zagabog is the lion of the occasion. You will come merely as my friend, but I may tell you that any friend of mine will have a certain amount of attention paid to him. I hope not, said the boy. I only want to sit in a corner and see it all, or I might help with the dishes. De Quincey was much annoyed by this. You must come in the spirit of a guest, not in the spirit of a footman, he said. You must be as grand and haughty as you know how, out of compliment to me. I need hardly to say we dress for dinner. Of course, said Charles, so do I. Indeed? Forgive me, but I should hardly have expected that you did. Always, said Charles, and also for breakfast and supper. De Quincey was quite impressed. He had always felt that dressing for dinner was a matter of pure convention. Why dress for dinner if you don't dress for breakfast? Why indeed, said Charles. There is no explanation, I hope, said the fairy, during the course of the banquet that you will take occasion to mention pretty loudly how you always dress for breakfast. Certainly, if you wish it, said Charles. It will show that you possess the precious gift of originality and may add to your importance.